Welcome to Inspiring Stories with Hanson Surge. Discover the journeys, challenges and triumphs of some rising professional stars in London and around the world. Looking for some inspiration to revitalise your career? Tune in.
Hi, my name is Alice Weightman. I'm the CEO of Hanson Search and the Work Crowd. I'm here today with Stacey Stollery, Senior People Manager at Livity and winner of Women of Tomorrow Awards 2016. She's here today to share some advice and top tips to help other women progress in the advertising and digital industry. Hi Stacey.
Hello Alice.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
No worries, it's a pleasure to be here.
Great. So, congratulations first of all on winning the award.
You.
Amazing achievement. Over 200 entries, and it was a real honour to be judging them. And it was great actually to be judging someone from an HR background, who can really sort of fundamentally make a difference in the hiring process when attracting talent into the industry. So it'd be great to hear about what the award means to you, as personally means to you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, my boss previously won the RPA Women of Tomorrow back in 2013. And it is such a prestigious award, and it's one that I've always looked up to, and one that's really important in the industry, especially when it comes to women becoming leaders of tomorrow. It's a really sort of important, recognised award. So being put forward first and foremost was, a big achievement as it is. Again, to be shortlisted was a real big achievement, but to actually win is just something that I didn't imagine was possible. I guess in a HR role, you don't normally think of yourselves. Well, you do. You obviously contribute to sort of an advertising business, but actually people don't see what you do contribute because it is normally stuff that is quite difficult. So a lot of stuff around performance, redundancies, but there's also other areas where you add value around sort of recruitment, retention. So to actually win the award was a really big deal for me.
Great. And you've obviously got female role models at Livity.
Yes,
with
lots
Alex,
of female role models.
Winning the award and other. What does that do to you? Does that really help empower you within the business?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I guess because I've been at Livity almost 2 years now, we are 60% women, and there is a sort of 70% women on leadership over men. So for me, I've been at agencies where it is different, but being at Livity for so long now, you kind of forget what it's actually like out there. So I constantly feel empowered to be who I want to be and to progress and to do better and to actually have the authority to make changes in the business. So I guess I'm inspired every day without realising it.
Yes. Was that a reason why you joined?
Yes, one of the big reasons I joined. And Livity is a purpose-led agency, so the impact that I have directly benefits the lives of young people. So that was a big sort of draw to me as well. And I've been at my old agency for quite some time. It was a brilliant agency. I absolutely loved it, but I couldn't see myself senior there. Whether that was because it was male dominated, I don't know, but I could never see myself progressing to the rate that I wanted to.
Great. So tell me, why do you think there is a barrier of women getting into those senior positions? The industry has a target to hit 40% diversity target by 2020, which is fantastic. But why do you think there is a barrier?
I think there's probably a number of different reasons, and it depends on different circumstances as well. In our industry specifically, it is male dominated. You watch Mad Men and that just gives you a taste of how apparently it should be, or it is in the industry. Also just from history, women used to stay at home and be, the mums, the ones that would sort of sort out the house, whereas men were the ones that went to work, and that was always how it was. So I guess that is going to take a lot of behaviour change over the course of a number of years to be able to break that, and I feel like we are finally making some movement on that, but there's still a long way to go, and I feel like women maybe don't feel like it's their place to be at the top. One thing that I've suffered with in the past is imposter syndrome, so always looking and thinking, why am I here? I don't deserve to be here. Not being afraid to ask for more money. We're looking at sort of the pay gap now, and that's phenomenal, and it's brilliant that they're bringing in the reporting around that, and that's going to really sort of encourage businesses to pay equally. But I think there are probably a number of different reasons. Confidence, women lack a bit of confidence when it comes to business.
And you must see that obviously in an HR role, you
Definitely,
know. And certainly I've seen that from reasons why women don't push themselves forward, and often it is a lack of confidence and that imposter syndrome feeling. So what can the industry do to help boost women's confidence and help them? I mean, you, obviously from an HR point of view, what are you doing in your business to the fact that there are 70% senior women? So you're obviously doing something right there.
I think it's about empowering women. It really is about sort of empowering them to kind of take that step in their career, guiding them, supporting them, constantly questioning them when they question. So that's one thing I do with my team quite a lot. If they come to me with a question, I ask them for their opinion first, just to really sort of encourage them to speak up and to be brave, I guess. Also talking about sort of flexible working, we're really open to that at Livity. So people that return from maternity, we make sure that we induct them back into the business, have regular check-ins with them.
Great.
After sort of 3 months, check in again, see how it's going. We have flexible working with everyone across the business, so it's not just women. So if you want to leave early on a Friday because you're going away, we allow that. Quite a lot of the men do flexible working to enable their wives to go to work. So we have our executive creative director comes in at 10 o'clock every day, so he can do the school drop. So I guess it's just around creating conditions for women to be able to actually progress and feel confident to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, we were talking earlier about one of the reasons why women haven't got equality at the top is not just on themselves, but actually men need to be empowered to take a role as a working dad,
definitely.
And that's an area that we need to crack.
Yeah, definitely. It's stigma across both areas, isn't it? It's a stigma against women not being able to get to the top, but a stigma for men to be the breadwinner and not to be the stay-at-home fathers. So it's really interesting. I think both conversations need to happen to make a change.
I think so, absolutely. Just going back to your point on Mad Men, I had a client who said to me, that the advertising industry needs to move on from that Mad Men style culture, and his business had, and he was actually hoovering up the top talent because he was offering greater flexibility. He was attracting all these brilliant women who were working in that Mad Men style culture, and actually he would post them and say, well, what hours do you want to work? When do you want to work? And as a result, he was getting the best talent in an area actually where it was really hard to find good senior people. So
definitely.
I think you're very right on that. So what would your top bits of advice be for a female looking to build a successful career in advertising?
I guess it would be, firstly, don't be afraid. When you go into interviews, people are generally really nervous. Be proud of your achievements. We tend to sort of dumb them down a bit and not really be quite vocal about them. So be really proud of your achievements. Even if it's a personal achievement, something you've achieved, you always learn something from it. Don't be afraid to ask for promotion. I guess one of the things, you kind of go in when you want to talk about promotion. It's been me in the past as well. I've gone in and been like, I'm really sorry, but I feel like I've done this. I always started with sorry, and you shouldn't start with sorry. You should know what you've achieved, talk about it, and be really proud of that. Be brave. Don't be afraid to challenge. So if there's something that you don't feel is right, speak up about it. Always come with a solution, I think. And be empowering to those around you as well. If you're empowering to other people, and a really good listener and respect other people, you will naturally become sort of an influencer within your business.
Yes, and it's great advice, absolutely. And do you think it's possible for women who are looking for a work-life balance to be able to raise children or have other interests outside of work? Do you think that's possible in this industry?
I do, but the people that I've seen do it are superhuman. So Alex, for instance, she works 5 days a week. One of those is from home. She raises her daughter. She still goes out and has a life, and she does it brilliantly. So it definitely can be done. And I think the thing that makes it doable for her is that we are really flexible as a business. So we're really open to, start whatever time you need to, leave whatever time you need to. And actually, I think if you create those conditions, your staff are going to be more productive, more efficient, and more committed.
Absolutely. Brilliant to hear. It's a great, I think there's so much stats on it, and I think sometimes businesses are just a little bit frightened to change.
For sure.
And they don't know how to change, or perhaps senior management want to implement that change, but middle management don't know how to implement it.
And it is scary. It's scary changing your business model, but actually, there's talks and conversations going on about robots and the future, so we need to kind of change for humans, because soon we might be changing for robots. So, I mean, the future is here, so we need to actually take action now.
Great. Well, thank you so much indeed for sharing your advice, but also great insights, because I think coming from your perspective from a talent side, it really will help other people get into the industry, have the confidence to get in the industry, but also have the confidence to get to the top. And once again, congratulations on winning the award.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
That was Stacey Stollery in conversation with Alice Weightman for the Inspiring Stories podcast. If you'd like to be on the show, contact us on our website at www.hansonsearch.com. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter for the latest news and stories at Hanson Search.